Welcome to Puppy Realty. Our brokerage specializes in the types of sales that, quite frankly, most other realtors and brokerages don't have the knowledge of, the systems to handle the needs of these properties, or the desire to handle these sales, which can be longer and more cumbersome than the average retail sales. So what am I talking about? Well, I'm talking about those problem properties you attorneys handle on behalf of clients that don't meet the usual norms. Short sales, tax delinquencies, estates, properties with problem tenants or relatives, or simply homes in more urban, less desirable areas. We here at Puppy Realty have the knowledge, the experience, and the property preservation services necessary to make you look awesome to your clients. So let's take a little time here to talk about each one of these areas individually. Estates. I'm sure all of you have handled estate properties that were in less than stellar condition. Let's face it, for those of us who have had to deal with aging parents or relatives, these homes suffered from lack of attention for a few years at least. These homes may need to be cleaned out, winterized, freshly painted, or a simple sales clean. We have contractors available to offer these services with the idea that this will help the house sell more quickly, and you can close out the estate and move on to other business. Other services may include lawn service or snow plowing. We find that estates have a myriad of needs, and most realtors simply don't want to put in the time to properly spruce up the property, even at minimal cost. Tax delinquencies. We all know the one type of lien that cannot be negotiated away with a creditor is back taxes or tax liens. Also, as we all know, once an owner starts to accrue these deficiencies, the situation will only get worse with time. We have the experience to properly price the property for a quick sale if need be, or maximize what is left over after the tax delinquencies are paid, if there is time for that. The worst-case scenario is when a tax lien is due to be sold to a third party, such as Woods Cove, Davenport. It's not uncommon when this happens for the lien to double in size due to interest, penalties, attorney's fees, and fines. It's important for the realtor who is handling the sale of such a property to know that this possibility exists and to work to ensure that the property sells before this can happen. We have worked with many homeowners in this exact situation and have assisted them in paying off the delinquencies and any other liens on the property they may have. We have also seen situations where a state tax lien is filed against every person in the state with the same name, and the homeowner has to prove that they are not that particular person who accrued the lien. The realtor should pull preliminary title searches to ensure these items get cleaned up prior to the time of closing, and do not hold up the sale or void the sale because the potential buyer does not want to wait. Short sales. This is our niche in the marketplace. At any given time, our brokerage is working between 50 and 100 short sale transactions on behalf of our clients. As you know, this is not a short process, and the realtor who handles a short sale must have the knowledge and the experience to counsel their sellers and advise them of what their options are. They must also have the experience in dealing with all the major servicers and also be acquainted with the various types of investors, owners of the mortgage, including the lengthy process of dealing with government agencies such as HUD, the VA, or the USDA. They must not only deal with the primary lender, but also be knowledgeable in how to work with multiple lenders if second or third mortgages exist. They must ensure that the deficiency gets waived and that the lender or buyer is responsible for any and all costs, such as closing costs, commissions, buyer's premiums, POS fees, etc. A short sales specialist must also be a negotiator with other lien holders, such as credit card companies or contractors, and work to get the lenders to cover as many of these costs as possible from the proceeds of the sale. A short sale specialist must know what types of financing will work for the short sale based on condition of the property, municipal inspection requirements, etc., and, more importantly, which will not or will not work with the timeline of the short sale. Again, most realtors, unless they're doing short sales by the numbers, really don't have the patience or the desire to handle these multitudes of conditions. Problem children. One area we see a real need is where a homeowner owns a property free and clear but has problem tenants or relatives. We have recently run into a lot of situations where parents own a home and their children have moved in and refuse to pay rent. Especially with today's drug crisis, this is more common than you think. They just can't bear the thought of evicting their little dears or having to live with the consequences of such an action. Because we handle many short sales and REO sales, we have lots of cash investors who will purchase the property at a discount and take on the eventual eviction and the possibility of damage due to this process. Less desirable properties. These properties consist of low-dollar properties. Properties located in areas of high unemployment, population density, risk of vandalism, or rates of drug usage or crime. It's very important to price these properties to move based on condition, financing options, municipal inspections, etc., particularly if no one is living in the home. And as we like to say, nothing good ever happens to a vacant home. A realtor handling the sale of one of these properties cannot be afraid to go into the area and do what they need to do to sell the home. And we also realize that sometimes a homeowner has lived in an area for a long time and is acclimated to this area and really doesn't see how the area has declined. This type of homeowner needs someone who is brutally yet tactfully honest to offer them their best options for a successful sale. You'll run across and have run across situations that may deal with a number of these factors. One such example may be an estate where more is owed on the home than it may be worth in its current condition, and the property needs to be short sold while trying to keep the other assets the estate may have intact. Another example is a parent with a child as a tenant who is not paying rent and has fallen behind on their property taxes. There are many other such examples, and I'm sure you have seen many. We have the experience and the know-how to advise your clients on their best course of action to achieve their goals. Several last points I'd like to make. We're nothing if not brutally honest. And what I mean by this is that you may not always like the answer you get from us, but you know it'll be honest. Sometimes the honest answer is simply, I don't know, but let me see if I can find out. Even after 31 years in the industry, the market is ever changing, and I don't know everything. But we will try to find out. What we do not do is blow smoke up someone's skirt and try to BS them. When I say that we are brutally honest, I mean it, which also means puppy gets paid. When we can, such as in short sales or sales of problem properties at a discount, we will try to charge the lender or the buyer for our services. But even if we can't, we charge a reasonable fee for the service provided. Much like you, we offer a service that is a specialty, and we get paid for our time and efforts. And we are always very responsive. Have you ever dealt with a brokerage where you call, get the receptionist, get transferred to someone's voicemail, leave a message, and maybe, just maybe, you hear from someone in a couple of days or even a week? Bet you're nodding your head yes to this question. Well, we pride ourselves on answering our phones whenever possible and replying promptly to messages, emails, or texts, and to keep the lines of communication open with both you and your clients. We hope this has been informative and that we can offer our services to you and your clients now or in the future. Please feel free to call us at 440-478-1178. That's 440-478-1178. Thanks so much for your time.